Hi, my name is Alex Abramian, and I'm the author of Standing Out While Blending In, a book about the foundations of thought leadership and how it intersects with using a mindset strategy that's most genuine to you. My book explores the intersections between courage and compassion, courage being the piece around standing out, where you're actually being fearless and taking risks and being more resilient. Whereas compassion comes in when you're blending in, really learning to understand what your mission is, what your values are, what's your purpose, what you're here to do, and also how you trust yourself and those around you. While I was working towards my PhD in organizational psychology, I learned that the humanistic elements of becoming a leader was lacking in the workforce. I was inspired to write this book to develop those aspiring leaders and help them understand what they want and who they are and how to get to where they want to be. In 2018, Deloitte conducted a study on the well-being of employees in the work environment, and they found, based on 1,000 employees, 77% of those employees were experiencing feelings of burnout. Burnout is the feeling of being unhappy, demotivated, and unproductive at work. It's kind of that feeling of being stuck and not knowing what to do and where to go. But it's also that feeling of just running on autopilot in your job, and that could be the most frustrating feeling. The biggest causes of burnout are from the lack of support from leadership, unrealistic expectations on yourself and deadlines that you're supposed to meet at work, and also the long hours that you tend to work on weekends or during the week as well. These impact your relationships, these impact your stress levels, these impact so much around you than you know. What makes my book uniquely different than any other leadership development book out there is that I focus in on real world experiences from leaders like Jeff Bezos, Oprah Winfrey, Abraham Lincoln, and also leadership experiences I've had within DreamWorks Animation, NBC Universal, and growing my own business in coaching and consulting. So the scientific element that I also bring is the background of organizational psychology, the human behavior of people at work. So I bring in a lot of findings from great leaders in the field like Dr. David Rock, Carol Dweck, Angela Duckworth, also Brene Brown, and many, many more. So I tie in this element of science and real-world experiences so that you could really have this holistic approach in being a great leader. My hope for this book is that you start looking at leadership in a different way. It's really not about the title that you have, it's more about the power you have within yourself and knowing that to lead. So it doesn't really matter if you're a student, early career professional, a new manager, or even an executive. You lead at all levels in your life based on your actions and your behaviors, which really come from the choices we make and the awareness that we have. It's also that presence that we decide to show up with and influence one another. How we show up every single day really does matter. It's all about fighting for a cause that you believe in, rather than seeking the recognition from others for making a positive outcome. It's more about making a positive change in the world. Through the business, through the team, through the people you're working with, being that leader that stands out while blending in.